See, we are going to start with the next session for Pythagoras theorem, slightly different sums which you have not come across in the textbook. Now, I have drawn one direct figure here, but exam you will not be getting this diagram. You have to draw it. I have drawn it for your reference. Now, what they are saying, in a right angle triangle ABC, the height of a right angle triangle is 1 less than, height is 1 less than twice its base. So whatever is coming after less than, greater than, that we assume normally. This is what we have learnt in quadratic equation. So I am considering this base as x. Now height is 1 less than twice its base. So I write 2x minus 1. This is the height of right angle triangle. And after that they have given hypotenuse is 7 less than, the hypotenuse of this is 7 less than thrice its base. So how will you deal with that? It is also connected with the base. This is 7 less than thrice its base. So this is 3x minus 7. See, after that calculation you can easily manage to do it, because this is basically related with Pythagoras theorem, but then they have given certain assumptions. It is comparison based question. The height of this is 1 less than twice its base, and that's why we have considered this base as x and then written the values of height and hypotenuse. Now, can you write down Pythagoras theorem based on this? That is going to be AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Now AB square means we have to write 2x minus 1 bracket square plus x square is equal to 3x minus 7 the whole square. Is that clear to you? And now what we are going to do here, we will take the square. The answer is 4x square minus 4x plus 1 plus x square, that is equal to, the answer for this, it is 9x square minus 42x plus 49. See, I am using a formula a minus b the whole square. I think it is clear to you. Later on it's a question of simplifying or solving this quadratic equation. Now this part is going to be what? 5x square. Now if I transfer it on the left, 5x square minus 9x square. So it is going to be minus 4x square. Now this 42 if I transfer on the left, that becomes positive. Minus 4x plus 42x is plus 38x. Then this 49 is transferred on the left. It is minus 48 is equal to 0. We never write the starting part as negative, and that's why we can write 4x square minus 38x plus 48 is equal to 0. One more thing we are supposed to write. You are going to have reduction possible here in this case. We can divide it throughout by 2. So it is 2x square minus 19x plus 24 is equal to 0. Now you know how to simplify. This is the first term, this is the next term, so we have to multiply this. The answer is 48. Now this 48 we have to factorize in such a way that middle term is 19. So I can definitely write this as minus 16 into minus 3. So that is how we have to split up that. It is minus 16x minus 3x plus 24 is equal to 0. We can underline this. First two and last two. This is what we have, same thing we have discussed in quadratic equation. I have to take 2x common into bracket x minus 8. Then I have to write this bracket once again, x minus 8. Then I should write minus 3 here. That is equal to 0. Then what you have to write? It is x minus 8 and 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then you are going to have, I am writing it over here, x minus 8 is equal to 0 and 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to 8. That is one of the answer, and x is equal to, now this answer will be 2 by 3. So, we are getting two answers. Now, 3 by 2 can be the value, but we have to check it. Now, if I put 3 by 2 here, then AC is equal to 3x minus 2. So, your answer is going to be 3 into bracket 3 by 2 minus 7. So, your answer is 9 by 2 minus 7. So, it is 9 minus 14 upon 2. So, you are going to get the value, this is minus 5 by 2. Is it feasible? We have to write, which is absurd. Which is absurd. And therefore, AC is going to be minus 5 by 2, which is absurd. Therefore, this value is not going to be proper. Even if technically this is right, it is not feasible in this diagram. Therefore, x is equal to 8 is the final answer. Now, what they ask you in this? This is a basic assumption. We have to use Pythagoras. But finally, what will happen? AB is going to be, it is going to be 2x minus 1. Now we have to put the value. BC is going to be the base, that is x, and AC is going to be 3x minus 7. That is what we have to underline. They will ask you the values of the sides of a triangle. That you can do only if you get the proper value of x. Is it clear to you? See here, we will take one more difficult sum on the basis of this same chapter. Now they have given one triangle here, that is PQR, which is 90 degree here. So it is basically a right angle triangle, and on that hypotenuse we have drawn the perpendicular from the vertex Q. Now this length they have given already as B. They have not given height, but they have given area of triangle as a small letter A. And this is the thing that you are asked to prove. Prove that Qn is in terms of A and B. Now let us do it one by one. First thing what I will do, I will write my first statement here. Area of triangle PQR is nothing but they have given it as A. So you will definitely write the reason for that as given. Now what is the formula for area of triangle? It is 1 upon 2 multiplied by base multiplied by height is PQ, that is A or not. So what I have done, I have just written the values there, 1 upon 2 base into height. In the same statement, I should write 1 upon 2 multiplied by things which you know, that QR is known to you, that is B multiplied by PQ, that is equal to A. So therefore, the value of PQ is going to be, now this 2 is transferred here, that becomes 2A, and B will be transferred here in the denominator. So we are getting the value of PQ now as 2A upon B. See, at least this much part you can do it, even if you are not going for the end result. We have got the value of PQ, I am writing it here. PQ is 2A upon B. I will keep it in the box because this is what we have calculated, and then you are writing it in the diagram. Now let us go for hypotenuse now. Now you know that in triangle PQR, major angle PQR is going to be 90 degrees. Major angle PQR is 90 degrees. So what you can write here? We can write PQ square plus QR square, is it equal to PR square? that is by Pythagoras theorem. Now you substitute the values. PQ square, that means we have to write down this statement here, 2a upon b bracket square plus QR square means b square is equal to PR square. Same calculation, answer of this will be 4a square upon b square plus b square is equal to PR square. Now what is the answer? What is the way we have to calculate? Therefore, I will take it as 1 and then I will cross multiply here. It is P, 1 into this, so 4a square plus this is going to be b raised to 4 upon the product of denominators I will write here, that is b square, that is equal to PR square. Now how to find the value of, these are all perfect squares, but we cannot write direct square root sign here. This, yes, we can take a square root and it is only a single number available. So it is b square ka square root, that is b. Now, even if these are perfect squares, there is one plus sign in between. So we have to write square root of, what should be written? 4a square plus b raised to 4. See, this is the value of PR you are going to get. See, if the question is asked for 4 marks, definitely you are bound to get 2 marks for these two calculations. One is finding out PQ depending on the value of A. Then by using Pythagoras theorem, we can find out PR. Now there is simple logic which we are using. You please concentrate on this statement. I am writing here area of triangle PQR is equal to, again I write area of triangle PQR. It looks funny, but then there is some standardization here. Area of triangle can be calculated by considering different base. Now here for this PQR, you are observing a figure from this side. Then I can write a formula 1 upon 2 multiplied by base multiplied by height. That's why it is written as PQ. Correct? Now if you are observing this is the same triangle, but what will happen? You are observing a figure from this side. You are the observer. So the base is going to be this PR. So I can write 1 upon 2 multiplied by base, that is PR, and multiplied by height. Now height changes because height is always considered with reference to the base. The base is PQ, so height is not PQ here. The base is PR, so height is QN. So I am writing QN here. Now what we should write? Reason as 1 upon 2 base into height. Now what will get cancelled? This half will get cancelled from both ends. Now QR. QR is known to you or not? That is B multiplied by, whether you know PQ, PQ is nothing but what? 2A upon B. Correct? That is equal to, what will come here? PR. PR is also calculated. Square root of, what you should write? 4a square plus b raised to 4. Whole thing divided by b multiplied by qn. Now what will get cancelled over here? This part b gets cancelled. This is transferred on this side. So what will happen here? Therefore, this 2a, it will be along with b to make it 2ab. And this entire part will go down here and it is written as square root of 4a square plus b raised to 4, that is equal to qn. See, it is how it is simple. See, this logic is different. This hardly we use in geometry, but this is a technique to compare the areas. Triangle area is calculated in 3 ways. Answer will not change. Answer will be same. But because we are talking about the base like QR, then height is PQ. And if you consider this as a base, then height is Qn, and you are asked to find out Qn only. Now somebody may ask me that why Qn is considered not with respect to geometric mean, because they have not specified these lengths. Otherwise you would have used geometric mean property, which we cannot use because Pn and Nr we don't know. We know PR, but we don't know where the N lies exactly, where. What will be the distance of N from Pn? We don't know. That's why this geometric mean property will not be applicable here. I hope you have understood this. These are the kind of questions which we have to complete with priority. See, chapter number 1, again I am telling you, chapter number 1, then chapter number 2, chapter number 6, that is geometry, trigonometry. I think these 3 topics will have a chance of some difficult outside sums, which will be difficult in the beginning, but later on when you cover up. Now my request to you that you solve 5 sums of geometry and 5 sums of algebra in a week. So remaining 3 months, definitely if you consider 4 weeks in a month, then within these 3, so almost 150 sums you will be having in your record, which you have given a priority. These questions, if you do it, then you will have confidence, 100% confidence before you appear for your board paper. Is it clear to you? What we will do is, we are going to plan these kind of questions for rest of the chapters also. Whatever the practice papers you are going to have in this particular sessions, those practice papers, whatever extra questions will be asked, those questions first you try to solve it more authentically, and if you are not in a position to solve, then we are here to discuss all these solutions. So ultimate result will be good one. We hope for the best. Let us discuss about 2-3 more concepts or 2-3 more areas where you may write the solution little lengthy, but actually that is not expected in the exam. Let us try that. Okay, there is something which is most important part here. Now the question what they ask you, a diagonal of square is 10 root 2 centimeter. Then they ask you find its perimeter. Find its perimeter. Now this question they ask you for sometimes for only, if they are asking you about the side, then it is for 1 mark. Now this is for 2 marks. Now what the students are doing, in fact this is the same thing what they have given in the textbook. They have drawn a diagram first. Then they have considered this, named it as ABCD, then they have considered this as X and so on. But in fact, this part is not expected in the exam. We have to write a direct formula. That formula is like this. Diagonal of square is nothing but root 2 multiplied by side of square. This is very simple formula we have to use directly, no diagram expected. Now if I write 10 root 2 here, and then the right side is completed as root 2 multiplied by side of square, then now this root 2 will get cancelled. And what will happen? You are going to get the end result as side of square is equal to 10. Whatever unit you have to write centimeter. If the question is find the side of a square, then that question is for 1 mark. So you require only 3 lines to write. Only this much, nothing else is expected. But if it is for 2 marks, then this part will be asked. So accordingly we have to write a formula. Perimeter of perimeter of square is 4 multiplied by side, and that is what you have to write, 4 multiplied by 10. So answer is 40 centimeter. See, whatever I discussed in algebra, that whenever you are writing the final answer, that answer has to be either underlined or keep it in the box. That depends on your patience and your comfortableness. If you are very comfortable with putting the boxes at ease without wasting your time, then you do it like that. These are the things which you are supposed to keep in mind. This particular question will not require any diagram to be drawn. Just write the formula and go ahead. See, there is one more question. Side of an equilateral triangle. Side of an equilateral triangle is 10 centimeters. Then find its height. This is also discussed in the paper or discussed in the textbook by drawing a diagram only. But I am saying this confidently that there is no need of drawing a diagram. What you have to write? There is a formula directly for that. Height of an equilateral triangle. Height of an equilateral triangle is, answer is √3 upon 2 times the side of equilateral triangle. Now why this formula is coming? I'll just discuss this for you. Now this is an equilateral triangle. I'll write this as ABC. Now all sides are equal. That's why it is called as equilateral. Now if all sides are equal, then this angle will become 60 and this is also 60. Now what do you mean by height? Height is perpendicular from the vertex on the opposite base. So this is the height of that. Now when you draw this height, this angle is becoming 90, this is 60, so automatically this is 30 degrees. So whatever the triangle we observe here, that triangle is 30, 60, 90 triangle, and therefore this height, what we call, this is opposite to 60 degree or not. And opposite to 60 degree is nothing but √3 upon 2 times the hypotenuse, and hypotenuse is nothing but side of triangle or not. And therefore instead of doing all these things which are really time consuming, you should write direct formula. It is √3 upon 2 times the side. Side is 10. Now there is basic cancellations, whatever is possible. So your answer is going to be 5√3 centimeter. This is the height of that. Same questions are asked in the textbook. They will be asked in your board paper also. So please keep this thing in mind that there is no need of drawing a diagram. Direct formula application is also possible. So adopt this, because this can be done within 1 line or 2 lines. And marks reserved for these questions are either 1 or 2. So don't have diagram, then long lengthy explanation for that. That is of no use. Unnecessary, you are wasting your time, which is not going to be converted into marks then. If you write the entire detail part, you are going to get 2. The students who are writing the formula and directly getting the answer, they are also going to get 1 mark or 2 marks as it is. Full marks they will get. So what you do is, you can save your time in these kind of questions which you write unnecessarily very lengthy. And what you can do, when you save the time for such questions, whatever time you get extra, that time we can definitely utilize for the questions which really require to be completed at the end, which are outside the textbook, which are slightly different, which requires major explanation, major statement reason format. So whatever time you are saving in these simple questions, you can utilize that time for rest of the important and difficult questions, so that you can easily complete your paper with 100% perfection. Whatever topics we have taken, that is similarity and Pythagoras, they are the major topics for outside sums. Now the chapters which are left, we are also going to discuss in the similar manner. Circle topic is there, then circle topic, then trigonometry is there, construction is there, coordinate geometry is there. We are going to discuss those chapters also in detail like this. You always keep these instructions in mind while solving the papers, either from the school or you are doing your own practice. Keep these points in mind and then you perform. It's not like that they are just attending the lectures like this. Whatever instructions we are giving, that instructions you have to follow authentically. That will definitely turn out to be a good result. All the best to you. We'll discuss the rest of the topics in the next few sessions.